Yeah, we just trying to get things going here. Trying to figure this out.
This is the hardest part of doing it, is the setup.
It's just, well, getting set up because every single time we want to get something going, something's happening. I've had such a rough couple of weeks. And then this thing is janky on me. Here we go, refresh. All right, let's do this here, because it's playing with me. And all I'm trying to do is get some music going on this type of shit. All I got is 9 plays on this.
Sovereign soul moving on God's time.
God's time, they don't know. They don't know.
More than they know.
They don't know. They don't know.
More than they know.
They don't know.
More than they know.
They
Yeah,
don't know.
nationality, sovereign. I ain't what they register. Name on the paper was a shackle dressed in letters, bruh. Moors walked the earth before the cartographers drew land. Washita roots running deep, this ain't a new plan. They gave us numbers, stripped the titles from my lineage. Corporate fiction, all caps name, the serpent in the image. I reclaim my nationality, filed it with intention. Article Vic's Treaty of Peace, read it, pay attention. The 1787 Moroccan treaty still stands. First nation to recognize that was Moorish hands. They built the schools on top of our temples, thought we forget, but we walking with the elder Beta Ali, no regret. Conscious in the dark trap, still I'm calmest in the storm. Divine documents, not a driver's license, that's my true form. Prophet Noble Drew Ali dropped the scroll back in 13. We've been Moors long before America was a dream. More than they know. They classify us, label us, we classify ourselves. Moorish science temple got the circle 7 on the shelf. Copper colored people, Asiatic origin. They rewrote the history book so we forget where we begin. Jurisdiction of the flesh, that's a corporate illusion. Natural person versus artificial, that's the real confusion. I don't argue with the system, I just exit through the door. National status, unalienable rights, that's what it's for. My ancestors sailed the Atlantic, not in chains, but as kings. They colonized the narrative, couldn't colonize what sovereignty brings. Still grinding in the Midwest, but my mind is a Mecca. OG move, sovereign truth, every step a reminder. They told us we were nothing, we were everything before. Our Maghreb on my bloodline, got the Alma rock in my core. A dark trap beat, but the message hit like ancient law. We've been Moors, they just woke up and finally saw.
We've been here. We've been here.
More than they know.
More than they know.
More than they know.
More than they know.
He got it all clamped up. There's more than they know. Hey, this is RapVetLive, man. We got all the non-crazy. So the reason why this particular stream is kind of looking like the stream that it is I was invited to be on the show, and it was for my singing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not for the rapping side, it's for me singing. Hold on, okay, never mind, you can't hear. And I messaged the person that was doing it, and I said, hey, if you need help with a flyer, with graphics, not a flyer, if you need help with graphics, I said graphics, flyer, not AI, or a video, motion graphic, also not AI, let me know. They said, oh, I see that you're in town. We should meet. Nah. And my profile says that I'm in Lawrence. Just because I never changed it. I was like, well, I'm not. But I can be there. It just takes a minute because this is right in the middle of my job. And here in Kansas, over the last week and a half, we ended up with a tornado touchdown and severe thunderstorms and some hailstorms south of us, but it still happened. And my job is really like amplifies under those conditions. But let me tell you, man, when they showed me the graphics that they did, because they told me when I said I do graphics, I help, they said, oh, I do graphics. Did I show you what they did?
Sure did.
I showed you what they did.
It was outdated.
It looked
It looked
AI
like generated.
It looked
but
like
it was
Fisher Price, my first flyer. You feel me?
outdated template.
It looked like Fisher Price, my first flyer. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to. I can't show the flyer because I don't want to get in back because this person can get very violent. Apparently, I heard they throwing. I heard they spray mace on people. I don't want none of that smoke. But I gave them all the data. Mm-hmm. Everything I finished up, I was like, here you go. If you can find some use for it. They were like, that's awesome. I haven't seen anything. I want you to see this. I can't show the rest of the world. I want you to see what I did right here. Mm-hmm. So these are the ones I did. Because everybody wants to have their own thing, you know.
They can promote it on their page.
They can promote it themselves. So if you notice, I've got a play button here because they're all motion graphics. But instead of making a bunch of different movements, I just did this. So you see There's a couple of things moving. Nothing crazy, just a little something to catch the eye. You put it on your story, and then that was for mobile. So they sent me something that was 10 by 10, 1080 by 1080, the square stuff, because nobody ever thinks to do the right kind of flyer, which is something like this or something like the mobile, because people are engaging with it on social media. So these are the ones I did, and it's all in the same theme. And I gave everybody, highlighted their information, made it interesting.
So you saying you gave this?
I gave this to the principal of the show, the person who's booked the show, and their name is all over this.
So was that before they sent you the flyer?
No. So I was busy.
Okay.
I was busy. So I was busy. And because my job requires me to dedicate more energy and focus and time and resources and all this other stuff after storms like this. I'm in emergency disaster management. So my job requires so I didn't have a lot of time. Not to mention, I'm trying to get out of where I'm at, because where I'm at is an energy suck. I'm going somewhere else. So my entire studio was in a different location. So there's just a confluence of different things that made it hard for me to show the artwork early. But when I had a second, I literally did all this Sunday night, Monday. What day was it? I couldn't use my Cat 6, my Cat 6 cable, so I had to get a wireless. That was Saturday. Sunday we had, I think it was Sunday night. So yeah, Sunday night I created these like that out of thin air. All of them. All the 19 by 20 by 1080s, or 1920 by 1080s, the widescreen, and resized them all and redid all the images for a mobile version that was gonna go on people's reels or stories and have a little motion. The 1920 by 1080 is static. It's a static image. There's no motion to it. It's just a PNG, right? But the mobile, I gave a little bit of pizzazz. They saw it. They know. They haven't done anything. And so in my opinion, I'm like, all right, we dealing with egos. And I didn't use AI, you know what I'm saying? I didn't use AI for this. This is me, how I do artwork, graphics, especially for flyers. I follow a theme, I create a scenario, and I just dive in, you know what I mean? And I'm not gonna say, oh, but if your ego is so big that you willing to use crappy shit instead of the better stuff. So here's the part that I probably shouldn't have done. So they went to the Eventbrite, and it's on one other site, probably tied to Eventbrite. I used all of my artwork on the Lawrence Times, which is going to be out. I submitted to the Lawrence Journal World a press release, which I don't put any stock in them. One of the reasons why it's a failing paper is because they don't know, like, all of their stories come from the AP or some writer outside of Lawrence. Like, they don't have local stories. These newspapers that are dying, they're dying because they don't know how to get with the program. You know what I mean?
It wasn't like the pitch.
It wasn't like the pitch is still, they still know what's going on. They can stay fresh.
Yeah.
These other papers, they're stuck to a very old way of doing things. So I don't anticipate seeing that press release. But I submitted anyway because I cover my bases. You know what I mean? Rather than it's on all of the things. If you're gonna go online to see what's happening in Lawrence, Kansas for that weekend, this event will now be on there, but it's gonna have my artwork on it. You know what I mean? As opposed to what was there. And in some cases, there was nothing there. It was just a picture of the artist, the one artist.
Okay, was there a Facebook event page?
No, there is no Facebook event page. Again, so this is their first event that they're.
That's the easiest thing to do. Because everybody checks Facebook, what's going on, you know.
Well, I've learned that Facebook only works if you spend the ducats. It only really works if you spend a couple of bucks on the ads, the ad spend, targeted marketing.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
You can try whatever.
I'm just saying it's like this. If not to add to your
Yeah,
wisdom,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Because $50 would be good because you're not making flyers. You feel what I'm saying?
What do you
People
mean not making
spend-
flyers?
Like a lot of people, like okay, I'm learning to spend ad money on social media instead of making hand flyers because I would spend 200, 100, 100, 200 on flyers.
On
And
the
then-
flyers themselves.
Yeah,
Okay.
printing them out and all that, but now that's becoming obsolete, So the targeted marketing would be paying for it so it at least pop up on 10, 15 people's pages or maybe 100 or two, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you can at least, in a short amount of time span, I know $50 is not a lot for promoting something.
You don't need a lot.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But I just noticed, like, we're talking about people and how they promote shows.
Yes.
And then, and I know as I had.
And mine was very anecdotal. It was the
No,
one
but it was
story.
a great open. But it's a true fact story.
Yeah.
And I'm just seeing how, like, a lot of shows, and I'm also going from my experience because I was anti-pay for anything.
Sure. Gorilla. Oh, yeah. That was
what
me.
I mean?
That was me. You know what I'm saying? If it's not Gorilla,
And
it ain't me.
my mind is opening up to the new world and the new day and time because I'm a BC rapper promoter
You said BC?
before Christ.
We gotta find a different thing for C. What would C be?
But wouldn't BC, wasn't that like caveman days or?
Well, yes, but you could still
Before-
find something cool that's
before-
music
No,
related.
but it would be before Columbus.
No, what about
No, really, that's what it was.
What-
BC.
No, I get that before Christ, but so when it comes to music, I think that's a good thing. And obviously, we should brainstorm this
Yeah,
and workshop it.
there.
Or if you hit it in the
Before
comment
computers.
before computers. Before computers, a BC promoter. Before computers,
Yeah. 'Cause,
before crypto. You know what I'm saying? Before cyber. Before cyber.
Yeah.
That's interesting, right? Because that's what it would be before cyber. I like that. A BC. All right, go ahead. I just heard BC and I was like, dog, that's cold. I like that. Then we could call people that, and people would know. Oh yeah, no, he's a BC
Yeah, we
promoter.
could start a thing on that. And like really like I'm AI certified. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I don't know what that means, but evidently like the posts that they be giving out on there, you have to be like I know how to use tools and I learned the skill on how to use anything, not just the one I learned. I don't even use the one I started out with because now there's just key little things that you could do, and I could do it off my brain. That's the craziest thing. I could do it off the top of my head. Anyway, but back what I'm saying is I'm saying I see a lot of my people doing shows and they have AI artwork or AI videos and all that, but they're not reaching the people because they're not following the proper channels of putting it out there where a few dollars would at least get.
You think that's all it takes? So here's my question for that then. You know, I'm reading articles, and we were gonna do a different show, and I had some articles up about AI music, right? And obviously AI music is kind of in the lane. You know, it's one lane, AI music, AI video, AI flyers, those are all in different lanes. So, but the article was talking about how people don't really like AI music or don't want to listen to AI music. Do you think that's going to be, or that would be something that bleeds over on the other side? So, granted, everybody that's posting an AI flyer for their show, there's a lot of pushback on that right now.
It's all well. I think that's it's up to me. It's a lot of propaganda, and then it's people that don't that people. The blowback is coming from people that are using it that don't want people to use it, and there's coming from people who don't know how to put a human feel to it. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Well, yeah, every time I hear people
Like-
are saying, you know, it sounds and it looks like the last guys, you know, because
there's certain templates.
'Cause the prompt
because
is
the prompt
basic.
is basic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's like, okay, like this. I just watched a interview with Sunny Digital, and they were talking about, and Sunny Digital said, okay, AI, Timbaland. A lot of people try to talk crap on Timbaland, but it's people who are hating. But Timbaland gave out so much, he created a whole new genre of music and gave out different sauces. So now he knows how to tweak AI and make AI artists and give it his stamp.
Does he? Like, I don't know if I've heard.
He's got an AI artist out that hit.
Yeah, but it hit because he was able to make news. Like, if he could have made nothing and had an AI artist get eaten by alligators on video, and that would hit because he's Timberland. He's gonna make a big splash no matter what he does. Whether or not the artist is good, I'm just saying, like, are we gonna automatically assume that Timberland did a bang up job with prompting just because he's Timberland?
No.
Okay.
But if you go to like his beat club, like if you do your history, I've been following him, and he's been on Suno, early Suno. I think he's an early investor in it too.
Okay.
And he was talking about this like maybe 4 years ago. You know, when it was super brand new, when they were doing the verses. And then he got a flack because he remade somebody's beat. I don't know if you heard that story where he got sued, took their beat, put it in the Suno and tweaked it. So this is where the copyrights and everything out. But I've seen him help promote Suno and give out little tricks and tips on how to use it. But it still has his sound. That's what I'm saying. That a lot of people who use it, it doesn't sound nothing like their sound. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
like I hear your music done on that platform using that tool, and it's very distinctive of the different styles, genres you use, but it has that Nick
That's because I
vibe.
used my voice as a
No,
bass.
but I'm talking about not just the voice. I'm saying the music,
Sure.
that sound,
The theme, the attitude,
okay, like you know how
the
you
voice of the song. Is that what you're saying?
just not the voice of the song, the beat. I can like on all your beats and stuff. There's a no matter what you use on everything that I've heard you do, even from different artists that rapped over the beats you made. There's a sound that is you. You know how you could tell stuff that came from Def Jam,
Sure.
Motown, or anything. I can honestly hear how you put stuff together, like even the R&B stuff that you do. It still translates to
It's
the
still,
rap.
it's still my identity.
Yeah,
Is what you're saying.
your DNA is in there.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I'm saying. And
I see what you're saying.
And I could tell that with Timbaland. But
Yeah, well, he's a parent. His music is a parent signature. It's signature.
yeah,
Tim's got a signature.
I think there's a unbeknownst skill to have an ear. Like I just did a song, like y'all might have heard it. I don't know if it played in the thing,
The play.
but the lyrics I could tell that they, you know what I mean? It had all the information that I wanted to display in it. You know what I mean? And then how the harmonies went, I was able to prompt it and map it out how I want to in a short little prompt. You know what I mean? And the other stuff that I did, I could tell like my sound went up five notches from practicing and studying how to create with that, to put your fingerprint on it. That's what I'm trying to say. But to get back, I didn't mean to make a short story long.
No,
but
that's fine.
I just think like a lot of the blowback from AI artists are artists that don't want you. They think it's the cheat code nobody else should use. That's how I'm seeing it.
There's two things that come to mind when people talk and be overly critical on AI, anything. And let me preface that or contextualize that. I'll say up front, yes, generative AI is bad for the environment. Mm-hmm. Generative AI is going to end up becoming way more expensive, and it's going to cost us more than we can quantify right now. I get it. On the other side of that coin, when people talk trash on it, I only hear one of two things. The first one is like it reminds me of the collection of people who talked trash on the car because horses were still around. Mm-hmm. It's literally it like that. That's how you sound. Whether we want it to or not, AI is here to stay. You know what I mean? Like, there's not enough. The reason why it's making so much of a wave is because there's enough people to make it a wave. There's not enough people to stop it. It's just not. It's just not going to be enough to stop it. The other thing I hear is you can't fly. Like, don't get on a plane, that's cheating. You gotta walk like the rest of us did. That's what I hear when they say stuff like that, when artists are like, you're cheating, it's whatever. That's like saying you can't get on a plane and fly because I have to walk.
Well, I think that goes hand in hand to what I'm saying.
That's not the problem. The problem is, let's see if this picks up, and it's probably going to be a whole new stream. Let me double check, because I don't want to. Hold on, let me do this real quick, and we'll see what's happening, because I don't know. I guess it's still going for now. Yeah, I got a real big issue with that. I don't like that part.
Okay. This.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to take somebody off real quick because they don't understand what I got going on. This stuff doesn't take a time. Don't mind me. I wanted the light to be in there.
Oh, it is still okay.
You know,
The stream is still happening.
Yeah, the stream is still.
Damn. All right. However, this group is not going, so I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get rid of that real quick or remove that channel. Apparently, there's a whole lot of nonsense I gotta deal with to stream in a group, like straight from a group from this.
We're gonna get this.
Yeah, I just needed to get up and I wanted to take a look, and I know we got into hold on. I know we got into the AI side of things, but I wanted to take a look at, and I'm going to get rid of these because they're not necessary. As AI scales music creation, listeners may determine what holds value. That's on music.ai. And another music.ai article, UDO offers a $350,000 role to bridge AI music and the record industry. So an AI A&R, an A&R for AI, basically $350K a year to try to find a way to make AI part of the music industry. That's pretty interesting. But I wanted to take a look at some events, and we'll explore these events through their flyers, through their pictures. You know what I mean?
Okay, where are we going first?
So I'm gonna go on Facebook. You know, because it's just really easy at the moment to explore that. But I would like to expand it to a much larger audience by going through Eventbrite. And I did that once, and there's just a lot of events. And maybe we could, this is Rap Veterans and RapVetLive, so maybe just keeping it hip hop, you know what I'm saying? And rap might help. Let's take a look here, and I don't want to do Topeka. So that's where we are. Now, here we go. United States. Hip hop, though, you know what I mean? Like, I want to see what's hip hop. And I don't care about DJ events. Because these are all.
Okay, but I'm gonna be doing a DJ event. I'm gonna be doing a DJ.
Well, so what I'm talking about is just live hip hop. Live hip hop. So let's look up. Do you want to look up events on Facebook or events on Eventbrite? Now, I think an event on Facebook is it's kind of like a standard fare, like this is just needs to be happening. Would you agree? Like Facebook is just kind of, your event needs to be on Facebook. Eventbrite strikes me as follow through. Like, oh, I got one on Facebook, let me put the event on Eventbrite. Does that sound fair to assume that Eventbrite is the follow through, like a checking a box? The same as Facebook event would be checking a box, but that's very visceral. That's like step one box. Put it on your Facebook
I
page.
think it's on the box of a list of like 15 boxes.
So, even if that's the case, the Facebook is just the easiest to accomplish. So it would be, in my opinion,
That's a
box one.
no-brainer. Yeah,
You just do it.
That's a no-brainer because Facebook is like most people that you know. That's how you let them know.
Okay.
Like friends and family.
That's how
of
you
your
invite
immediate-
them and
you
all that
invite
other good
them.
stuff.
Yeah.
So Eventbrite, when you're looking at that in succession, where does Eventbrite fall?
People who go there to buy tickets or to go there to it's another audience of people searching for things to do, because like even on Facebook, just posting it on your page
It
is
just gets your people.
your people, but then when you put it on the event page, there's people who go there to look what's going on this week
Yes.
or this month.
And so the organic searchability
Yeah.
exists when you put it on an event page, but it also exists on Eventbrite, right?
Right.
And so those things go hand in hand. Like it would be step one, step two. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Would that be fair that I'm categorizing or classifying those two as kind of A, B, 1, 2? You do Facebook and then all right, let me do the
Me,
event
that's
right.
a no-brainer.
Okay, so if somebody skipped the Facebook and did the Eventbrite,
They don't know what they're doing.
Okay.
Because the accessibility and access, okay, like this. A person who just did it on Eventbrite, they think that they're a big ass star and thinking that they're going to sell tickets. But without doing the Facebook and Instagram is leg work to direct them to Eventbrite.
so
So
is it fair to us to illustrate, to paint the picture of somebody that goes to Eventbrite and not Facebook as someone that thinks they're above Facebook?
I ain't
Is it
saying,
fair?
I don't think that they're above.
No, that they think they're above it.
I don't know if they think, I just think they don't know. Because it's,
But why would you
Okay.
go to Eventbrite and not use Facebook
okay,
events?
because they put an investment in Eventbrite.
What's the investment? It's at least a moral investment. It's got to be. I mean, there's no
Okay.
money that you have to spend for
To
Eventbrite.
pay for tickets?
You don't have to pay anything. You could just have them take charge out of it.
Okay,
There's an
but
event right now where they
well-
say it's $23.18, which means they trying to make it a $20 ticket, and they made Eventbrite charge their fee on top of it rather than say we want to make it 20, you take your money off of it. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm just saying that's just dealing with administration and economics.
I get that, but you said investment, but they don't have to make an investment.
But the investment, I'm saying for somebody who don't know about promotion,
Yes.
people only put investments in things where they're thinking they're getting paid because they're doing this for money, but they're missing the smaller little steps, knowing that they should have put an investment on their page.
Okay.
Because, see, it didn't cost them nothing just to post it on their page. You see what
No.
I'm saying?
I agree,
And they're not
yes.
generating any money because the reach is going to be so small because this person only may have like maybe 2,000 or 3,000.
But again, we said that Eventbrite has an ability to create an organic, searchable.
But that's if people
Feature.
are looking for you.
Well,
See-
not really. That's with
Okay.
Eventbrite, same thing as Facebook. Just as we established right in the beginning, if they are one and two, if they are no-brainers,
Yeah.
it is because of the feature that you can just be discovered if people are looking for something to do, not necessarily looking for you.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. I also agree that somebody who posts on Eventbrite and not on Facebook is an amateur or doesn't know what they're doing or their ego is distorted or they have an idea about Facebook that's incorrect in relation to the idea about Eventbrite, as if one is better than the other. Does that?
I get what you're saying, but I'm also
But that's
looking
trying to give
at
people the benefit of the doubt, saying that you
Yeah.
don't understand the difference
Well,
or the similarity.
I'm going at it that way is because learning and watching people who think they know what they're doing and they didn't even create a checklist because a lot of people are just going off the dome.
Yeah.
And I'm knowing where they learned this from because working with various people throughout the Midwest.
But going off the dome, I go off the dome,
But
but I've had a checklist forever. You know what I'm
but
saying?
I'm just saying, but these are new people getting into the game and they don't know that there's protocols that are no-brainers. Like, okay, would you promote a show and not know about the sound system? That's
No. I would,
but
yeah.
How many people?
I'm worried about a particular show because I have no idea who's running sound for that.
Okay, but what I'm saying is also
Not my show.
I'm just saying is I've seen people. What's that event place right there off of 29th and Burlingame? I mean Brookwood.
The wood something.
Yeah. Okay.
Woodshed?
They
Is that the woodshed?
No, that's
No.
not the woodshed.
What is that?
Woodshed
What is
has
that?
their own sound.
That's
But
some-
this place, it's a little church place.
On 29th?
by Dairy Queen in that animal store. It's right across the street from Dillon's. On 29th.
Between Gage and McVicker?
Gage and Burlingame.
Really?
Yeah. Rosewood.
That's a fur. Rosewood is down by Croco.
No, I'm gonna look it up. Well, that event spot they had before young Kevy got murdered and all that. They did a show with their speakers, and it's made for weddings. So
They blew the speakers out.
no, it just wasn't
sounded
loud.
like shit. Yeah.
It just wasn't loud enough, and you know what I'm saying. And then they even had DJ DP DJing.
But it just wasn't loud.
It just
You gotta bring. You
it
gotta
was
bring a PA.
like, yeah, but you never do a show.
Not knowing what the.
They focus
the
more
schematic.
on selling liquor than
Making a good event.
yeah. So and they had
That's nigganomics, bro. Like, you have to forgive me. You know what I'm
they
saying?
had liquor and food.
Yeah.
But the major import of the thing is
It's an event.
sound.
Yeah, if you wanted to make it liquor and food, then just say, come eat and drink with us.
Yeah.
And we'll just play some music in the background, really nice and low. And y'all can eat and socialize, and this will be a social event. But if you're saying we're a concert,
Yeah.
then you need to be a fucking concert.
So that's
part
all,
of my language.
That's all that I'm saying is like, I'm noticing that because I'm giving people the benefit of the doubt is because the pressure and the anxiety of putting on your own show can be overwhelming. And if you don't have
Something
a
to fall back
checklist
with. Yeah,
or
like an
no-
infrastructure.
yeah, you're going to miss out a lot of steps, and then the timing is off. It's just a lot of things, you know what I mean? And then if you've been around people who always put on
Haphazard slap
shows,
slapstick
you're not
shit.
even worried. You know, you might not even be worried about how you dress for the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, it a lot of it goes in together, and then I'm talking because it's like this. We're all getting up out of our couch to get this shmoney in these shows that is available to get, because like I have associates that I've known, and they're putting on show after show after show after show, and all they can say is that they put on a show. But I can't talk because I haven't did one in a minute. You know what I mean? So they're saying, well, at least I did 15 shows, but I would rather do one good show than those 15 shows in the last 2 years that you've done, and it didn't produce anything. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then, what's the lineup of the show going to be? Did you get an itinerary of the lineup?
Does anybody know what's happening on this show?
You know what I'm saying? Remember, we went to one a couple weeks ago, right? And then they went to the point of asking people, "Hey, you want to open up? You want to?"
I think that was specific. I don't think that was. I mean, yes, somebody did open up that like did not mesh at all with the show or the theme.
You went. Well, it kind of went because dude's a gangster rapper, gospel singer, political activist.
He's everything.
Yahshua High.
He's a
Israelite.
yeah,
You know what I'm
TV
saying?
chef and truck driver.
You know what I'm saying? So it kind of meshed all together because
Sure.
it was a Picasso of paint.
You're looking this way, but looking this way. It's just music. Hey, we do music. We talking about this and this and this.
I'm the biggest drug dealer and I praise God, but I want to save my people, but here buy this dope.
Oh man.
all in one breath. You
All
know?
in one breath. Yeah.
So, and that's where I go, where I think a lot of people are scattered.
Okay.
And then they think that, and then the egotism of thinking that you're so rich and you're so famous that all you got to do is say, "Hey, I'm throwing a party or throwing a concert," and people are going to show up. But the last 15 that you did, you got the same results, which is turned. What is if you keep doing the same thing over and over, the same
Insanity. But also, it just shows that there's no learning happening because there's no evolution. Like, if you throw a show and it doesn't go, I don't know. I mean, you got to think. Some people's metrics are, you know, if 3 people show up, this is a success, and then other people's metrics are 100 people could show up, and this is a failure. I mean, you got to find out what people think is success.
Okay, look at this. Look at this. You.
There should be a universal metric, at least a number.
Well,
That
what
number
I'm just
exists.
saying is
Like the venues all know the number.
The components were there to have a successful show because there were vendors at that show.
What do the vendors have to do? You're talking about infrastructure, but that's the wrong infrastructure.
But hear what I'm saying.
Okay.
But I don't think the promotion went out because they sold the vendors thinking like they went to an ideal when they were really deep in the streets and everybody was getting product for them and that everybody was going to turn out. But to me, a successful show is not when only rappers show up. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the shows that I go through, our go-to now is there could be 20 people there, but they're all entertainers. There's no customers. You have your family members and rappers or aspiring artists who haven't figured out.
Got their flash drive waiting for you to let them on stage.
That they just want to get on stage. And you know what I'm saying? And that's open mic night. And then you're upset because you didn't make no money, or the money you could have made. The venue, you sold the dream to the venue that you could pull people in there. So it really is really hurting the economy of promoters who really want to do the show, or you're going to be you're about to burn your relationships because, as you can see, is like some people, they go in selling the dream to different venues, and the only thing that might save you is you might pay the $500, or if you
because then they made their money and it doesn't matter what you did.
Yeah. But
I think that if you have to pay for a venue, then they should not be able to sell liquor and pocket all of it. Like, that's just personally, this is why rock bands don't fucking do this.
Yeah, well,
You know
what I'm saying is, but there are also many things of being a promoter of a show. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't know the deals. You know, like, I want the door. Now, if you come through there saying you want the door, you have done your promotion, didn't come out of pocket, but you're creating a ecosystem or an economy for your art. You hear what I'm saying? So, for people who really want to do it, and it's been took a year off really studying and then watching what people are doing, learning the deals that they're making and seeing how they're doing it, You know what I mean? Because a lot of these people are doing drug deals instead of business deals. You know what I mean?
That's using the principles of a drug deal rather than the principles of a business deal. Is what
Yeah.
you're saying, right? Yeah.
And the way that they're doing it is hurting the economy
Sure.
of creating a beautiful music scene in the community.
They're injecting the wrong rules.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see that.
And I know I could be long-winded, but
No, that's part of this.
and
Part of this.
I
That's
really
what's good.
sat back and was watching and listening, and I'm talking. You know, I hit people up with like the 5 questions. Hey, what's going on? This, that, and the other. Who is it? I was like, okay, what y'all got going on? Oh, they paid, so we out. You know, we got to pay the bills. And you pay attention to somebody's promotion. You know what I mean? After a while, because like some people, they had AI videos jumping off, this, that, and the other, but it was just stuck to their page. You didn't even get a direct message, or, you know what I mean? If you got, I'm gonna give y'all some sauce. If you got 2,000 or 3,000 people, even if you got 500, to make sure everybody on your thing got it, you can send them a DM. And you do it till they get upset. You know what I mean? Because just because it's in their DM, they might not see it because you don't know how busy a person is, or it might came through there as work. But if you keep doing it on a timely basis, and you gotta understand, it's only a little bit of time and it doesn't cost you money, because I was stuck on flyers. And I was like, why spend any money when I could just press a button, hit everybody I know, and just boom, do that today, do that tomorrow. Because the deal is the message has to get out, and it takes somebody at least 6 to 8 times of being nudged before they'll even.
So that's where targeted marketing can become expensive, because you could say, yeah, I
that's
spent
free.
$10. No, not targeted marketing.
No.
Sending it and doing that, like you said, being obnoxious with it, basically, just until they or no, I'm good, whatever.
But
That's a much better approach. Because here's the fallacy in thinking about targeted marketing, and I've expressed this fallacy. Like I've fallen victim rather to this fallacy is, oh, you spend $20. It's not that. But if you're spending it on people where it matters, then that $20 means has impact. However, in order to do it the way like you're talking about, like hitting and making sure they see it, because even if you do targeted marketing, people might not always see that, or they might scroll past, or it might not hit them because of the way that their algorithm was hit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so in order to hit them, you got to spend $20 5 times. So that's still $100.
But it's better to do that, because if you was going to get flyers, you was going. I used the low ball number of 50, but I know that I would spend 100, 200 on flyers, and I want to save the earth.
No paper.
Yeah, so I'm getting.
I think in all of the above approach, and so we have.
You're gonna have to spend a little money. You're gonna have a goal.
We have 3 events for our camp.
Right.
So, the first one is July 11th. We'll rap for food. Mm-hmm. That'll be at Two Wolves Studio and Artist Den. Outside parking lot show. Mm-hmm. Next show is the Chief Royale and the Rock and Roller Redo. So we're going back to Louis, August 29th. That's going to be an outdoor show where they got their big screen. We're going to take that screen over and do the cool stuff with the lights, and it'll be a patio show. That's free entry. The Will Rap for Food will be basically by donation because it is a charity event. It's a food drive essentially for food insecure households around Topeka. And then we got the New Wave 3 at 6th and Polk on September 18th. So July, August, September, that's Topeka. We still have gigs out in Lawrence in June, and then there's a gig out in Manhattan for Halloween, which is going to be pretty cool.
Okay, but
So
the thing that we're gonna have to bring and put on the table is a budget for ad revenue.
So here's what I'm thinking, because I don't know if you remember when I dropped Local Rapper, I put the album on the billboard.
Billboards, yes, I do.
Around
remember
town. There was a couple, but it was a low spend, but I got to see it, you know? I used the wrong color scheme. I used black and don't do that.
Yeah, but what
Don't
I'm
use
saying,
all black, please.
But you had the guts enough and the smarts enough to test it out, and to really make it visible. This is what, and I'm getting where I was blocked at, because this is a whole new opening my mind to what's really going on, and I can see where people in my age group are stuck on how we used to do it. And
BC promoters.
yeah, BC promoters, and I'm like, okay, I'm seeing what's going on and like this, and I was like, I don't want to I want to be effective. I want all of us to be effective in spending the right dollars. So, okay, if I don't mind spending $200, but the goal is where would my $200 be beneficial?
So here's the thought, because I still feel that flyers are effective to a degree.
Yes, they are.
If it's strategically spent, you can, hit hip hop events and window shield everybody's car at that event.
Yeah.
So they got something going to the next thing. So that's a strategic way to use them instead of just passing them out somewhere.
Right.
Then you have the idea of targeted marketing. So you spend $40-50 on a 2-week campaign, something that hits just the people that are gonna be, not so much age range, but you have an age window, but people that are about the hip hop.
Genre specific.
Exactly, genre specific. And then also doing something that has to deal with a ubiquitous image. Now, we don't need to spend on the billboard outside, which is fine to do, but there are motion billboards in other venues around town and other places around the country. Like in a bar, you could have your thing promoting some other bar at that bar, and they can't do a thing about it because they don't own that screen. That screen belongs to the vendor who does that, right? So that's an opportunity. It's gonna cost more than $200. It's just.
Well, it's also always got to be cost efficient, but that's where budgeting.
Knowing where to spend it, yeah.
Budgeting comes in is because it's like, okay, like a lot of shows that we've been going on with our podcast that I've been a part of doing business with people. There never was an appropriate budget. The budget was
It's floating. It's just
the cost of. Well, it was presented to
just
me
the venue or
y'all are talent, y'all not getting paid.
Yeah.
But I gotta pay for this, I gotta pay for that, which was all free anyway. You know what I'm saying? But the total package of like people really need to get in to what a production is going to cost. You know what I mean? And what would be the gross and net profit on the high and low scale of what that's going to do. And I haven't, and I like last 2 years, I quit even bringing that on the table because if you bring that up about something to cost, they wanted you to just come out of pocket for it. You know what I mean?
That's the only
you
thing they're
handle
thinking
that.
about at that point.
Yeah, you come up with this, you come, and then they'll want to take all the credit for it. And they don't even have no, they didn't even put proper things in the in the play for that, for whatever business thing you have to even generate dollars. You know what I mean? Because all doing stuff for ego and to say you did it is really not where it's at. That's spinning your wheels. But I'm a BC promoter learning to be up to date with it, and I'm learning that those dollars can be very effective if you know where to put it and roll it out right.
I'm just trying to see where the rentals are for the stage. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. Parks and Rec, is that what we gotta find? Here we go. Let's do this. Shawnee County Parks and Rec. Stage for rent. Catalog. Stage rentals. Doesn't say any. Search keyword. Stage. Mobile stage. Okay. Damn. All right, I see it. Or the backdrop. Locations for pre-approved banners, sound systems, lighting, skirting must meet requirements. And they'll set it all up. So I found that stage. The band shell. Oh, that's gonna be what it is. Multiple rays doesn't say. Looks like I'm gonna be looking at this. So I wanted to take a look at these events that they got here and just see if there's a thing that so Kansas City Hip Hop Week.
Well, they got some people that are like really doing stuff every week.
So I think we really need to do like a Topeka Hip Hop Week. And I heard DJ DP was talking about doing that in Lawrence. And
He is doing it
okay.
at the old Elmos.
Yeah, that's. So Elmo's has a stigma attached to it because of the entire history of events that don't draw.
Yep, but
So now it's become
okay,
a problem
but
place.
but also the politics that are I don't you're more aware of the Lawrence politics too, is because like DP done put on great shows at that replay, and he has to rebuild his name and bring a draw.
Why
And-
does he have to rebuild?
because they're not giving him the spot no more at replay.
Gotcha.
But I've been to his shows and they were like packed, and I think that they got like a guarantee, because he did that for like a year, and then the night that he was doing it, now it's become a regular thing where people go.
But apparently he's not doing it anymore.
They replaced him.
With whom?
They got some in-house DJs and they made it more
White?
LGBTQ and white friendly. But it's just the same old play how they use brothers and sisters to get a club pumping, and then they start putting in these other,
They're in-house. They're house niggas.
yeah, you know what I mean? So, cause I remember on the nights they was doing it, I was going when nobody was going, showing up there. And then I seen it grow and get popular on his night.
I would rather see him develop something that was independent of a venue.
Yep, but
If you're talking a hip hop week, it's really, I mean, that should just be at South Park, the park that's on the south end of downtown. That's
But-
hip hop week shit.
okay,
in my head, you feel me?
Excuse my butt, but it also goes back to his mentality and what's he really want to do.
Sure.
Because I know when you do things like that, that's a big shock to your ego. Because I know he did a whole pod on it, and you should check out his weekly show because he does a lot of good things.
Kansas Unreleased Music Review Show.
Yes, and he's a great producer, DJ, all that. You know, make sure you check him out. But I seen that broke his ego, because he generated a lot of funds for them because the liquor was flowing, and people were paying the little door fee too.
And they played it. They played them like sugar.
After he got it a regular thing, now people are, they know to go in it. You know, I even gave my energy to get people to start dancing. You know what I mean? Starting it up like ooh, and the next thing you know, it's off. I got videos of it. But I know that that's a common thing now. But it's also like I try to talk to him about it, but I don't think he hears me on that level. So I think he took a step down, thinking that he had to go underground to come up, if that makes any sense.
Or go where it's safe, essentially, you know, to regroup. Where it's kind of like my move to Topeka. It was like, how can you get on autopilot for a second to regroup? And just put it on autopilot. Going and doing something, going and doing stuff at Elmo's is child's play for him. It's home base. You know, so it's not really putting your neck out any further when you think about it, the type of consistency that he's had there.
And I remember
After a thing like that at replay, of course.
after that, but at one time he wasn't doing it when another faction was running it. He wouldn't even show up there.
Yeah. They're not together anymore?
No, they're still together, but he was like that like last
I remember.
year. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But he was getting
Well, that was a money thing. That was, and
yeah.
the reason why is because they
the
didn't ask for
gatekeeper.
enough. They didn't ask
That's
for enough.
Yeah.
And they never and their renegotiation was not forceful enough. But at the same time, if you're not drawing, what is your leverage to ask for more?
And that goes back to being a good promoter and knowing how to structure a deal.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and I also think it's like, do you know your value? Like, and this is where like I bump heads with a lot of people because they don't see the value in what's going on, and I don't have time to sit and explain it, or I'd rather take my ass to work than deal with a headache.
In the form
And
of
then
a
you're
hard
gonna
head.
cut me out of the deal, anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I want to do it for the love and get back in the game, you know? So
that's, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about Kansas City Hip Hop Week. It just feels a lot like
hip hop. It's not just a hip hop week. It's like they got several clubs, and I think me and you should hit them up. They doing a week. They do it weekly, every week.
I know what you're talking about, and I've been to a couple of them, but that's not this.
Okay.
This is like sanctioned Hip Hop Week. I think it's like the third time they've done it. This is their third annual, I think. Let's double check.
Yeah, double check.
Third annual Kansas City Hip Hop Week. It's third time. I just don't see, they're not really opening doors to outside of KC artists or KC people.
After that,
But that's who did it though.
no. Well, I'm saying that thing is political too because there's a lawsuit going on in the Westport area because they're trying to shut out
I know. Black, everybody.
everybody. You know what I mean? And right now, and they don't understand that was the melanated community was the blood and the energy that got the place popping before before somebody got popped. You see what I'm saying?
That wasn't in Westport, was it?
Yeah.
I don't know how they would
The
have.
Frozen, what was that place called? It was Frozen Paradise or the.
I don't know if that. I mean, if there's a lawsuit,
Because they see what
then it has to be historic. Then there would have never been a show. And it wasn't a show. It's just a night, right?
It was
just
a night.
It's just a club
It was a
thing.
It was a night that happened, but this was all a push to push out all the other vendors, melanated business owners, because it to me is like this. Boom, you get a spot going in like this, they want to come and gentrify it and get you out of there.
The image is
And it's the same stuff that's been going on and on and on and on.
so the image is AI, but it's clean, and you can't tell if you're not careful. You feel me? You can't tell if you don't know any better. But it's elegant, it's understated. So I mean that's a cool image. I'll give them that. You know what I'm saying? I'll give them that. I just don't. I got a problem there. This one looks like a regular flyer, Cosmic Pre-Connection, KC Hip Hop Pre-Party, Rhyme Wave, Hieroglyphs, and Vincent on Antioch Urban Growers, limited capacity, 10 to 20 at door sliding scale tickets. So you saying if somebody shows up that you could tell them that it's 20, but the next person after them can pay 10?
That's what it sounds like. So then they're gonna be letting in the girls and cheat and taxing.
This is hippie shit, so I don't even know who, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool. There's 21 people responded. Let's see how many. It's 18 interested, 3 going.
Or it might be one price for the people that fit in and another price for the people that they, you know,
Who's
quote
just showing
unquote,
up.
don't fit in.
We got hip hop and hot dogs, which is on the third Thursdays with Inner Sanctum DJs. 45 interested, 1 going. Says 2 people responded. Oh, unless they're talking about a different. So collectively, as it goes, this is a recurring thing on these third Thursdays. 45 people have said it over the course of however long this thing has been going on. But I like the concept, hip hop and hot dogs, old school bangers, monthly DJ feature. It just seems like it's a DJ show. In my opinion, if you are a DJ show and you can't bring people in, I don't know. You know, everybody hates the rappers. You know what I'm saying? Nobody hates the DJs. So if you can't do it as a DJ, that's well, we got a hip hop orchestra returning to Dallas. It's that type of shit, man. A hip hop orchestra, 6,000 people responding. 6.3 thousand people are interested and 221 are going. 221 going is not bad. You know, everybody wants to talk about AI music and they cheating. Would this be considered cheating? Like, let's do hip hop let's cover music. Let's play all the hits. It's getting hot in here, but violins. Still Dre, but violins.
Well, it
Is that not cheating?
that
Is that not saying, well, we're not going to come up with anything original. We're just going to do this with strings.
I believe that
If we're being
it's I think
purist about it.
if you're being pure, yeah, you're being purist about it, but you're taking a culture. I think it's a culture vulture.
These are black people. And they're like, they make sure, if you look at the picture,
Are you sure?
these are all black orchestra players. All of the entires.
What names?
It's the Phantom and the Ilharmonic. The Phantom and the Ilharmonic. Now, instead of Philharmonic, it's the Ilharmonic Orchestra. They're all black. This is a black orchestra.
And they're playing violins and
They're playing violins here.
okay.
Watch. I'll play this for you. We'll turn. All right, because we were saying I was saying some charged up. I was saying something charged up. It was on mute.
Well, I believe that it could be a great thing because that's a different type of show that opens up other avenues for people, like, you know what I mean? Because they could grow that where people come in zooted
Grow
and
it for
booted.
who?
For people who appreciate the
They don't
music.
appreciate it. If the way you can appreciate it is through those means, then you're not appreciating it. Because you feel like it's, because I can't appreciate you, the new artist out here doing what he can to try to get everybody to hear his music, but I can listen to a watered down, whiter version, even though it's played by brothers and sisters, of music that was already popular decades ago. It's not even new music. Like if they were doing something new, I would get behind it because then they cut their originators. This is from the same communities that talk trash on AI stuff. That's just all I'm trying to say. For better or for worse, they say you're not really about that because you're using AI. Well, is an orchestra really about that? Because I don't remember seeing an orchestra in the Bronx in '74. Right? I don't remember seeing an orchestra when NWA was coming out in '91 and '89. I don't remember seeing an orchestra pretty much all the way up until Kanye West went to UK for the very first time.
Well,
It's the only time I've ever seen an orchestra get behind hip hop. And he's obviously changing the game when every time he touched down.
Okay, well,
They always said fuck us.
I seen it happen.
Does Kansas City Symphony fuck with us?
I don't know, but I'm saying we would have to reach out because I'm just
Kansas
thinking
City
that
Hip Hop Week don't even fuck with us.
as a thing of when we were in high school, and I played in the band. Our thing was, instead of playing all the classical stuff and all of that, we would get to play
And cover whatever was popular.
In my day, it was Dougie Fresh and
That's marching band.
yeah.
That's the difference between marching band and orchestra. There's a big difference. There is a marked cultural stigmata between the two. Marching band is drumline, Nick Cannon, the Southern classic, black people. Orchestra is NPR, it's Birkenstocks. It's the white guy who plays trumpet, and that's what he does, and somehow he gets to afford a New York loft. While you and I are trying to make shit happen with original music. And we gotta have other jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a difference.
I'm just saying is, if there's a will, there's a way, and he found the lane. Like
I will not fault them for innovating.
and they're a melanated group.
Yeah, Clarence Thomas is melanated.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just
He's
saying.
evil
I'm just.
motherfucker.
Okay, it's like this. I want to make sure we distinguish the lines between, like.
I'm hip hop.
I'm hip hop too, but I know that. The system that I was going on and the things that I've been seeing is I'm anti-culture vulture, where you use the blood and energy of a group or a genre to get things popping, and then you X out
That's exactly
the
what's happening here.
originators of it.
They come in, they're not taking your music. They not coming in and featuring these two artists that won our contests from your city or some shit like that. No, we're gonna come in here, we're gonna play Ludacris and Juvenile, and then we're gonna collect all this money and we're gonna bounce. then fuck whoever you had trying to do a show that weekend. That's culture vulture, and it doesn't. Again, if the button that ravishes our community is pushed by a black thumb or a white thumb, the button got pushed. And so I don't care if somebody's melanated. If they're doing the same shit a white person, it doesn't matter if you're not washing the money, you know what I'm saying? And to make the neighborhood better, you're doing the same thing a white person would have done to that neighborhood.
Okay, I can see
You
that.
know what I'm
I can
saying?
see
Like
that.
that's how I feel about that in particular. And yes, I can still say that was innovative. They found a lane, cool. But that's not hip hop. Like if I was the arbiter of that, I'd strip them of that. And I'd say 90s cover orchestra, 90s rap cover orchestra. And I'd be real, you better be real specific when you come to my town. You're not hip hop.
Okay, well,
You know?
I'll give.
Because if you hip hop, you reach out to whoever, you know what I'm saying? You try to find out what was hip hop in this town and do something with it and connect and try to be. We're the traveling hip hop orchestra, but this is like a hometown hero for y'all, right? Kansas City, Tech Nine, or Rich the Factor. Let's do it. Let's do a couple sets with them. Let's do 2 songs. Highlight your hometown hero. They don't do that.
Well, I think that has to evolve, and it would have to even be brought to those people's attention because they just might be.
Why? If you hip hop, if I go to
Okay.
a city,
Okay, let's say
trying to find out who's the rappers
there's
out there.
bands around here, cover bands.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
They may not. They do original music, but people may not want to hear their original music. But they get more gigs and can get in the door by playing stuff that the owners of the venue.
And then if you and I want to do a whole set of Kanye and Jay-Z and Nas, we'll get booed out of the door. We have different rules in hip hop. We can't get away with playing cover music. It needs to be yours. It's already bad enough you can rap to your own track. You know what I'm saying? And not even know all the words to your own music. You will get laughed off out of the building playing, Razzcast covering music. We don't get that. We don't have the luxury. We are tougher. We have been built tougher. We have been built and come up in a game that has fewer guardrails, more rules.
Okay. And see, now I'm going to get back on this. I really think Anthemus has a BC mind state.
I'm just angry, bro.
No, I know you angry, but it's also like, man, can you just be happy about something? No, I'm just kidding.
Malik commented, "What up, man?"
A lot of stuff is got to be brought to the table, and a deal got to be structured. He on Facebook?
I think he commented from Facebook.
Okay.
For some reason, hold on.
Cause I'm going live on Facebook too.
Why are you going live on Facebook?
Cause I'm doing a little promotion. The back scenes of it.
This ain't back. You posted the same.
Yeah, but it's from a different angle. This is the behind the scenes. And I'm going back and forth between me and you. Like, y'all don't know how hard this stuff is. Like, we're really pounding it out, building it from the ground up, putting it together. You know what I mean? And plus, we're entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Who wouldn't want to
We can
hear me. You know what I'm saying?
hope we're entertaining. I don't know.
We are entertaining, man. You coming like the perspective is phenomenal, you know. And I'm coming from a totally different. Like, I'm glad that people are out here doing what they're doing and finding a way.
Hip hop class 1.0.7.
But y'all want to come on more, check it out, man. We're gonna have more for you.
Hip hop camp. I don't see any. I shouldn't have typed hip hop apparently, because then it just brings out all the generic hip hop stuff. I don't know if you got it. If you got, I mean, we'll figure out and we'll do this. I think that's the best way to do this every week, is to just talk about the events and then get into a convo. We didn't get into any events this time around, actual events, because I got derailed after seeing 6,000 people interested in a hip hop orchestra and thinking, these people don't even like hip hop. It's clear. And I'm just angry, but I'm having a hard time understanding if the people themselves, the founders of this movement, even like hip hop either. And I'm not one to say, oh, it's only good if you struggle, but they would shut us out every 2 seconds if they could. They would shut us out. They would get rid of us if they could, man. That they love nothing more than to not have to deal with rappers or rap nights or anything like that. If they could just have some ballet class about hip hop, or we'll talk about the history of hip hop with all, or some, hip hop daycare course, if they just find a way to turn it into capitalism, turn it into bullshit, water it down and get it away from its roots as a rebellious force in the American cultural, timeline. And the hip hop and rappers don't make it any easier. They don't really help the case by being unprofessional, unprepared,
Hard to work with.
hard to work with.
Yeah.
They don't help the cause. I get it. But at the same time, man, it's like Kids Bop Hip Hop Camp.
Yeah, it was,
what's happening
okay, look at
right
this.
now.
Do you remember when breakdancing became the thing? And then they took it out off of the street in a cardboard and put it in a dance studio where you pay $25 a
Yeah,
week?
then you had that one white lady. She was like, we're going to do a pirouette. You remember that lady?
Yeah. And then I was like, that's not.
That ain't hip hop, bro.
And you're naming the dance moves all the wrong names.
Yes. The worst.
Like, that's not even what that's called.
Nope.
And I was a hip hop student, a breakdancing student. Like, you know what I mean?
That's
And you had to pick that stuff up on the streets, not or experiment.
Yeah. You had to go and be part of a night and make it happen that way.
No, we was like me and my homeboy, rest in peace, Lump. And he was a part of the Top City Breakers or whatever. We were in my garage because I had a garage, and my mom let me linoleum the whole thing, and it had, it was my rehearsal studio from dancing and rapping and everything.
He said linoleum.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
got to put asbestos all over the whole garage.
Hey, we didn't know no better.
Yeah, no, I
But
feel
you
you.
can spin on it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, no, undeterred, unmessed up is the same. Is all good there. It works out. Look at that, man. It's messed up. We were able to. I got one. I was able to put the chat on that one thing. We'll get it going. We'll do some. We'll
Man,
have
we
some
just
fun
gotta
with
keep.
it.
Man,
We'll have some fun with it.
look at this. What I'm understanding is like getting it up. We got to work out the bugs to where it's automatic. You know what I mean? And then it's also giving us practice on our spillage to where like we could pull anything out of the air. It's not going to be one item specific because the ideas that I'm getting from what we're doing is
We're
gonna be
moving forward on it.
we're going to be touching on a lot of different topics too.
Well, I feel better. I have access to the studio. Things can be. I can do things. I'm able to touch base a little better,
Right.
with stuff that's happening because I need promo done.
And the space is phenomenal for what we're doing.
I got to get that area rug in here to dampen the sound.
Yeah.
That's what I need. But once we get that,
Because I'm saying it's like the fresh air is popping. You know what I'm saying? We was fighting spores and shit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like I'm really feeling the ambiance. We already made a health improvement.
yes.
I don't know if you might be used to it, but you know what I mean. I have allergies and all that other kind of stuff, and I was like, I just know we got a winning thing. We just got to be more confident and just talk, because the main thing
Talking shit.
Oh, well, yeah, but the main thing is like this. This AI thing, nobody's really cover. I know nobody, and even if they wanted to, they wouldn't cover it because a lot of people aren't even proficient in, you know what I mean? Like they really use AI like Google,
Yeah.
ChatGPT, and ask the most basic questions. They don't work it. They don't even let it work for you.
That makes sense.
And even if you give them the game, they don't comprehend it, Because I'm saying like, it just speeds up your workflow. Like, stuff that'll take you 2 or 3 days, you can get it done in a couple hours.
Yeah.
Or stuff that takes you a couple hours, you can get it done in a couple minutes.
Agreed.
And I'm just saying, like my new line for AI is "Welcome to the Jetsons," because that's what we seeing. That's where we at. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that cartoon because a lot of things be popping up in my mind about how we're living now and what the game they was spilling back, the Jetsons back there, because somebody brought it to my attention that the Flintstones and the Jetsons were hand in hand.
Yeah.
Because
It's both Hanna-Barbera and
yeah.
and one is from before, the other one's after.
No. The Flintstones were the people that were living on the ground, and the Jetsons were living up in the sky.
Oh, in the same universe?
Yeah.
Same timeline?
They're the same timeline, but these were people who were living down there, because the Jetsons, they were living in the living in the sky.
Moving sidewalks and jet cars.
And there wasn't no ground. Everything was like the playground was floating up there. And you ever notice that they never went, there wasn't no ground. And I was like, oh, that's what it was.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Maybe we come up with a concept for that. All right, well, shit. I mean, we'll touch base and we'll come back at you next week with more, picking apart more events. You know what I'm saying? More flyers.
Yeah, we're gonna
Just
pick
be
apart.
assholes. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be in neighborhood assholes for this shit.
Yeah, just remember, we're trying to bring unity in the community. You know what I'm
It's all
saying?
love, but
It's all love, but
fuck your
hey,
flyer.
for us to survive, we got to get our act together. And I'm just not talking about y'all. I'm talking about myself too. Meaning we. But we have to learn to raise the bar on professionalism and execution. That's where we're lacking at. You know what I mean? And we have to get out of the old mind state and be adaptable to new things. That's the line we're going to be pushing.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
Yeah.
All right, well, we out of here, man. This was fun. Peace.
Yeah.